I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We introduce ourselves.
You think so, Michael?
I think so.
Oh, Michael's back.
Yes, I'm back.
I was at you, Charlie Bear's over there, and
I heard that Michael died.
yeah, I thought you were dead too.
Yeah,
And that's Henry Gilbert over there. Hi, Henry. But you're okay now.
I am okay now. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All better?
Tell everybody what happened.
Well, I got salmonella. I didn't find this out till I'd had it for about a week, but shortly after recording, I think it was 161, whatever the last podcast I was on.
That Wednesday one. Yeah.
I got really sick, like 2 days of fever and diarrhea, and then on Wednesday night, Thursday morning, around 1:30 a.m., I just woke up with like really bad squeezing chest pains, and I had my wife take me to the hospital, and they, like, you know, it's one of those things where you go in and you think like, oh, it's probably nothing, but I should get them to look at it. And
It's probably
like,
just gas.
yeah, exactly. And like, I don't know, there's like a regular EKG, and they're feeding me nitro pills, and it's making a difference. And
I had heard heart infection. Heart infection.
yeah, it's like, I think what happened is I had salmonella, it spread to the heart and caused myocarditis, which is like a swelling of the heart muscle. So, yeah, that was, and then like 2.5 days in the hospital, like they let me go on Saturday. So that was fun. And it's kind of funny because if you've never been to a hospital or stayed in one, there are things that they do that you would not consider appropriate, you would not do in any other setting, like, oh, hi, guys. Like, they're wheeling me into surgery. I meet a guy for the first time. 5 minutes later, he's vigorously shaving my pubes.
Vigorously, too.
Yeah. It's like, I just feel something like somebody's scraping a wet Brillo pad on my groin, and I realize, oh, he's shaving. Okay.
Oh.
And he's doing this so that they can poke a hole in my femoral artery and stick a camera up there and take a look at my heart and my arteries to make sure I'm not having a heart attack.
Hey, look at your
Why
heart
should the
down
camera
there.
have to enter through the pubes?
I don't know. They don't want any stray hairs getting in there, which is great because I don't either.
Chris, I'm disappointed you don't have a sound effect ready for this.
They had to go
a little off the left side,
don't know.
a little off the right side. Pubes are shaved, sir.
It's just weird to me they have to go in through your thigh instead of like your shoulder or something.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad. Like when they first said, like, yeah, you're gonna have to have a catheter to look at your heart. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna poke a hole in my chest. I'm like, no, it's just this minor thing. We're gonna go in through the thigh. But
I guess that sounds a lot better than like cracking your
they're
rib
gonna
cage up
shave
or
you.
something.
Yeah.
And also fun is like meeting a woman for the first time, and then the first thing you're expected to do is tell her all about what bowel movements you've had and their consistency.
Wow.
Funny you
that's-
should ask.
yeah.
I have it short.
I'm talking about nurses, of course. Yeah,
Ooh, nice.
And sexy nurse Halloween outfits.
yeah sexy middle-aged nurses in smocks.
Oh, man. That shaving your pubes thing, man.
Beautiful.
Wow.
I just did mine. It's hot out here. It's hot out here.
Did you do them in a pattern?
Yep. No, I didn't do it in a pattern. Oh, that. Ow.
A little Scrooge McDuck down there?
It is just a top hat right now.
Well, I know when
It looks like an
I,
elephant with a top hat.
The advantage to the pube shaving thing is that it's like too terrified and then drugged up to care.
Yeah. And how do you feel now? It's all hot. You feel nice down there, don't you?
I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of.
You ever do the bulls too?
Like I'll give them credit. They did it in such a way that it wasn't itchy growing back.
Very professional.
well, yeah,
Very
well,
professional.
Yeah.
Must have been a straight razor.
if your beard abilities are anything to go by, you must already be back in full
We
effect
don't need
down
to talk
there, right?
about that.
Sure.
Okay.
Was it waxing,
Sure.
plucking, or shaving?
No, it was definitely shaving.
Definitely shaving.
Yeah.
With like a Mach 3, are we talking about?
Like it was some sort of electric thing.
Electric
Yeah.
razor on the. This is
I was
brilliant.
wasn't a
I always
giant
cut
picture
my-
of a giant pair of shears like
Yeah.
It was all very no nonsense. Just all of a sudden, like
Yeah, it was a nurse with a jetpack.
It was
and
like
gardening
getting. It was
shears.
like an army crew cut.
Now, I know if you went in there with a bullet wound, they would probably offer to give you the bullet at the end. So did they give you a little bag of
salmonella.
That's the thing. Is like I spent a week just with hell, and then like, yeah, we grew this culture and we found salmonella. So here's an antibiotic, and it cleared up in like 2 days.
Wow.
Oh man,
Wow.
Kaiser?
No.
yeah, that's what my first thought too.
Yeah.
Well, I know when I broke my arm, like it was a similar thing happened where I was just like sitting there waiting for the doctor, and my parents were there waiting, and then they're like, "Well, we're gonna have to give you a shot in your butt." I was like, "Must we really?" They're like,
And it's like, no, the injury's over here. It's not down there.
Need we? I'm sorry, I'm already laughing. How did you break your arm?
I want to know.
What?
How did you...
Damn, I told you guys this. I
it at Panera?
I was 17 at the time, and my friends and I had really gotten into MMA/UFC. And so we were rolling around and seeing if we could get each other in a submission position. But then one friend of mine, seemed to think he was supposed to grab someone's arm and yank as hard as he could in an arm bar. So he got my left arm stretched out as far as it could, and I was just moving and was about to tap and say, "Stop pulling," and then he pulled harder, and just his legs were around my ear, so I couldn't hear it too well, but all I heard was just a little crack, like if you were to say crack your back in the pool, when your head was
it was like this one.
Sorta, but my friend told me, who was outside watching it happen, it sounded like a home run being hit, that kind of crack. Is my humerus bone the one above the elbow? And so it was. And then I just went into shock and actually didn't feel any pain for about an hour, and then I felt a whole lot of pain.
By that time, were you already at the hospital?
Emergency room? Yeah, because when we got to the emergency room, I was like, man, this really sucks. Oh, this sucks. But I wasn't in pain. I was just saying, man, this sucks. My summer's ruined. I got a broken arm. And then when they're like, hold your arm still so we can take an x-ray, I had to move it slightly to hold it, and it felt like the worst pain I'd ever felt. So,
well, one thing that I took away from this is if you have a friend who's in the hospital, they'll probably appreciate it if you call or visit, because it is so fucking boring.
Really? I thought it would bother you. I was trying to find audiobooks to send you, and just something to keep you busy.
Oh, that's nice. But
Henry said we should call him today. I'm like, nah, he's probably not the one.
Henry called.
Henry did call. Thank you.
Yeah,
Henry and Tyler
do that.
are the only ones.
Wow, I feel like a dick.
I spent a lot of time at the Tan Fran bookstore staring at the Get Well cards and then not buying any.
Thinking about buying one and then not doing so.
You're in all our prayers.
Oh, well.
I was this close to getting you Zombie Spaceship Wasteland, but then realized that you already had it and gave it to me.
Yes.
Whoops a daisy.
So there's that. But it's just really fucking boring in there. And what made matters worse is I had my 3DS. I was like, okay, well, can get a lot of Ocarina of Time in, and then it's I had, for some reason, they had put 2 fucking IVs in my left arm, one in my hand, the other in the crook of my arm, the other side of my elbow, and so it hurt to manipulate the controls, and it hurt to bend my arm so I could hold it up to my face.
You should have got on your stomach and looked down at the ground.
Yeah.
No.
But then, at the same time, there's some people you just don't want to see in the hospital. The first day I was there, for some reason, I didn't have any clothes except for the smock that they gave me, so I'm just kind of sitting there, feverish, mostly naked, and, this old guy comes in, says, yeah, I'm a volunteer, I go around to talk to people and who've had heart problems, and I'm like, well, that's great, but I'm doing a crossword puzzle right now, so
I'm Crotch Adam. I'm Crotch Adam. Wow, volunteer. I bother people who are trying to recover.
It's I appreciate it, but it's no, just not in the mood, thanks.
Did you have a roommate?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah? Was she hot?
No.
No,
he was not. He was a 71-year-old dude with a beard.
Oh, a beard. Another beard.
Yeah, but he just...
Did your beard
he was fun to listen to because he was really kind of conservative and racist, but in funny ways. He was talking about, oh, yeah, it's this doctor that was taking care of me was Pakistani or something. I don't know what he was. I couldn't understand a word he was saying. I could smell the camel shit from the parking lot.
Wow! I don't know to be this bad.
And he repeated this to 2 different people.
Wow.
Yeah, talking about it, he found out that he was getting a blood transfusion. Oh, it came from San Francisco. Well, if I get the urge to vote for Nancy Pelosi, I'll know why.
And I figured he was going to go for I figured he'd say I guess I'm going to get AIDS now.
He did ask that, and he was told that they're a really rigorous screening.
He didn't joke about that. He was serious.
All right, well, I'll trust you. And I heard him say well, I guess the blood's bad. Then it's too late now.
What about gay cancer?
And then you found
That's a
out,
thing, right? Cancer of the gay.
and then you found out the next day that he had died 5 years before
Ooh.
of gay cancer AIDS.
Games? Jesus.